Just finished a 6.4 mile run. A little tired, it's okay. Felt good. Wish I had listened to myself and taken my own advice earlier. Things might have been a little bit better. But I finally did. And I'll explain when I get inside and get cleaned up. And you'll soon know. Okay, I'm back. Now that I've cleaned up a little bit after my run. Before we get into what I actually wanted to talk about, which is something she'll listen to myself and what I've learned, I kind of want to show you something. Like when I go out running, because I live in New England, there's a lot of historical sites, and you go by them and you don't even know they're there. They're these little places, there might be a little sign or something. So today I made a point to stop. It's by this house. It's this little house. It's right next to a cemetery. There's a couple of roads crossing by there. It's on a main street. But it's actually the birthplace of Abigail Adams. And if nobody knows who that is, she was the wife of John Adams, who was our second president. And she was also the mother of John Quincy Adams, who was another president we had. So you can take a look at this quick. If you like stuff like this, let me know. A lot of other little things I can go around and take pictures of. Okay, here's a historical tidbit. This is the birthplace of Abigail Adams. Sign here. And she's right at Abigail Adams Circle. She was the First Lady of the second president, John Adams, and the mother of John Quincy Adams. Now, to get into what I want to talk about today was like just listening to my own advice or other people's advice. I've had a little trouble with injuries, and in my last video I was talking about different shoes and things and what I liked about them and didn't like about them. And I guess a good point is going to an actual running store and getting someone to fit you and check things out. So I've been having a lot of issues lately. I talked about my On Cloudflowers, which I absolutely loved, but they have over 430 miles on them and they do wear out. Listen to that advice. You can't run in them forever. There is a point where they start to hurt. And I was starting to have some issues. I've had some issues over the last couple months. And I finally broke down and I got some new shoes. So I went back to Marathon Sports and I went through maybe 8-10 different pairs. This actually, the Brooks, happened to be the first pair that they picked out for me. I asked the guy at the end, he's like, no, he goes, this is one of the first ones I thought of and I just happened to grab it first. It wasn't that I thought this would be the best fit for you. I was a little apprehensive, I gotta say, because the Launch 5s I didn't like, but I took these out for a test run the other day. I've run 3 times in them. They're black. See, it has same good traction on it. They have these rails on the side, so they're not really stability shoes, but they're made to be more, keep you from overpronating and stuff. And with the cushioning and everything, it felt so much better running. And I was still beat up from my run 13 miles on Sunday that, running in those Nikes, they're good for like a quick race, but for 13 miles was someone who that's an extremely long run. It was a little hard on my legs and hurt my knee, and I'm still kind of recovering from that today. But I'm really glad I got these. Let's see if you can see the back. And it's making a huge difference. So take the advice, go to somebody, get fitted. I mean, they spent a lot of time with me, made sure I got the right ones that were good for me. It was worth the extra money paying for them. So I think I might go back in a couple months and get a second pair, because these are pretty much the only shoes I have right now to run, except for the Nike Downshifters, which I would have more geared towards racing or a fast-paced workout, but I like to have like a nice cushiony stability long distance shoe, because that's what I really enjoy doing, is going out and putting in a lot of miles. Not so fast, but over time. And there's a lot of great things to see. So I hope you enjoyed seeing the video where actually Abigail Adams was born, and you can see what a big difference it is between today, where you'd have a president or a vice president or first lady or anyone where they were born, to back then, where that was actually probably a luxury home at the time when she was born. And honestly, it's actually the same. It's a salt box design, and that's the same type that her husband John Adams had grown up in. And that her house was about 2.5 miles from where I live, but John Adams's birthplace is about 1 mile from where I live, in the opposite direction. Plus, you need to go over the Fall River to get there, so it would actually be quite a distance between where the two of them live, because they couldn't get directly there. Now there's a large bridge that you can go over between Quincy, where he was born, and Weymouth, where she was born. But I hope you liked that. I hope you found it interesting. I'm gonna grab some more little historical tidbits as I go along running, because there's a lot out there. And like I said, you walk right by them. If you ever walked around a major city like Boston, you walk right by like these things, the Boston Massacre, where the Boston Tea Party happened, and you don't even realize they're even there. There's a little sign or a plaque. So it's nice to point them out, and then you can notice them. If you have anything else, let me know. Leave comments below. Let me know where you're viewing in from. That would be great to hear. And I will see you next time. You can do it.